So BB Shea says he likes the movie Elf, but you think it has some problems.
I do. I think there's a lot of lazy performances in it.
Really?
The performances itself.
Yes. James Caan, I think, was lazy, and Zooey Deschanel was both lazy as well.
You didn't like Zooey Deschanel?
No, I don't. I think she was very unlikable in that movie.
Well, until she, her heart grows because, of the change that she goes through because he
the
gets
menopause?
to her. No, not the menopause. She was too young for menopause. But he gets into her heart as the elf. As the elf.
I guess, but she was just very, I just wasn't a fan.
You didn't like her performance in it?
No.
Well, there are a lot of holiday movies that are like that. You've got your Scrooged.
Yeah.
And anything in the Scrooge family. They start off unlikable.
And then they come around.
Or the Grinch.
Yeah.
And then they come around. But maybe to BB Shea's point, you have to somewhat care about the person, be invested in the person.
Before
they make their transition.
Well, she was so down on Christmas. She was like, I can't wait till Christmas is over. And, it's like, it's no good.
Yeah, but there was really I don't remember a reason. Like, she was just a hateful person.
Didn't have a bad childhood.
Didn't seem like it. I mean, maybe because she was broke, but
she didn't have any money.
But I'm broke. Look at me. Like, I'm happy.
Yeah, you have a good.
He's both.
Yeah, you are.
My oxygen levels are up, dude.
That's accurate.
Yeah, I can see it. You know who? Did you ever see the movie? It's set at Christmas. Gremlins. You ever see Gremlins?
Never did. No.
Phoebe Cates is in that movie, and she hated Christmas, and you find her a little unlikable because of it. But then she tells you in the middle of the movie why she hated Christmas, and it's a dark, dark reason.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. Let me just say a family member got stuck in a chimney, and they didn't find him till June. It was pretty ugly. So that's why she did. But that's the different movie. And you didn't like James Caan very much either.
No, and I like him. I think he's good, but he was just very lazy in that role. But then I learned something about the role that kind of made sense about it.
And what is that?
He hated Will Ferrell.
Really?
He found Will Ferrell detestable through that entire movie, and I think it really showed on screen. He found him annoying, not funny, hated him throughout the entire time.
How could anyone say they dislike Will Ferrell?
I don't know.
So I've read a few people years ago when he was, kind of coming up, said they didn't care for his style of comedy. Because it's very physical. It's kind of over the top.
Yeah. I guess
and that's what he's known for.
It's like me and Jim Carrey. I'm not a huge Jim Carrey fan.
Right.
I'm not. I mean, the only movie I've ever seen him in that I like is Liar Liar. I didn't like Mask. I didn't like Truman Show. I didn't like any of those. I didn't like any of the movies. Didn't like the one about what is it? The one from the guy from Taxi.
Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon. I didn't like that one. We were talking about Jim Carrey the other day.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a huge fan, although he's kind of similar to Will Ferrell, I guess.
I can see it. Silly.
Yeah. Silly humor. But I think his silly humor fits so well in Elf, Will Ferrell's.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a silly role to play.
Yeah. And I can take or leave Will Ferrell. I mean, I like him. I love him in Old School. I love him. I think the whole movie is phenomenal and hilarious. I didn't think there was any need for him in, was it Wedding Crashers? They just basically added 20 minutes at the end for him. I was like, what is Will Ferrell?
Meatloaf guy?
I hate that line. Do that mom meatloaf thing. I don't find that funny, and I just felt like they created that 15-minute scene for him, and it didn't belong in the movie at all. In Wedding Crashers, I didn't like Will Ferrell.
But wasn't it supposed to show this is what happens if you continue to pursue this lifestyle?
I guess that's what it's for.
That's the reason he's in there.
That's one of the most quotable points of the movie.
I hated it. I didn't think he needed to be in the movie, and that meatloaf line I never found funny at all.
Dude.
And people yell it all the time. I know we disagree on those things. And I haven't seen Dumb and Dumber. When people do that meatloaf line, I think less of them. I cannot stand that line. Is it like Mom Meatloaf? And I think that's so just like all he's doing is yelling Mom Meatloaf, and I didn't find that. I didn't chuckle. I like Will Ferrell.
You're a Grinch.
I am. That's why people don't like me.
You're so brave, dude.
To say
you only laugh when it's necessary.
Thank you.
Yes.
I only laugh when it's necessary. That's why I know I would not like Dumb and Dumber, and I've never seen it. And you love it, right?
I love it.
Yeah. I don't love that silly kind of humor. Anonymous, you're talking about James Caan in the movie Elf. BB Shea didn't like him, found him Grinch-like. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. I work in the film and TV business. I did a film with James Caan over a decade ago, and that's just his guy. I mean, he is that guy in the movie in real life. He's more like Peter Dinklage's character than any other character.
Oh, I see.
He's just kind of Yeah, that's just. I mean, you get James. That's what you're going to get when you when you hire him.
Okay.
The film that we did with him, he wound up getting into a big argument with the director, storming off the set, getting into a taxi cab, and flying back to L.A. And we all had to sit around for 3 days while they recast his role.
Really? My God!
Oh yeah, that's
great story.
That's just who he is, man.
That is a great story about James Caan. So B.B. Shea saw through it in the movie Elf.
Yeah.
But that kind of sits with that character, doesn't it? Because he's, he's supposed to be this big executive.
He's supposed to be a curmudgeon.
That doesn't like
but
Christmas.
even when he came around at the end, it was so unbelievable.
Like
he was forced to do it.
I see.
Yeah.
And he just mentioned, anonymous, thank you. Peter Dinklage is hilarious in that movie. Now, he comes in and, of course, Will Ferrell thinks he's an elf.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? So he says, are you from the North Pole and stuff? Well, really, Peter Dinklage is this businessman, obviously. And I thought his scenes were hysterical. And I just saw Elf for the first time about 3 years ago.
So?
And I liked it. In fact, it has become, I'm going to say that...
Are we carving a Mount Rushmore?
I hate to say this, but I think Elf I like better than A Christmas Story. And I used to never say that. What do you think? You like A Christmas Story better?
Christmas Story is just such a classic Christmas story.
I really respect that about you because many people, I've heard for years that people under 40 don't like A Christmas Story. They don't relate to it, but I think it's fantastic.
It's such a great picture of what I think of Christmas and what Christmas should be.
Yes.
Like it's middle America.
Yes.
The kid growing up, walking downstairs, that one thing that he wants.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just such an important part of American culture, that movie. Because that's how we envision Christmas.
You just said it perfectly. The toy store.
Yes.
Sitting on Santa's lap.
Your dad who works hard.
Yeah.
Your mom who works hard.
Yeah. You're kind of an invisible kid.
Yes.
And you're desperate for this one toy.
Inner monologue. That's all you think about. That's the only thing that occupies your brain.
That's a great take on that movie.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I love it. Because you just said that, I'm sliding A Christmas Story back ahead of Elf. But they're both on my Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies. Okay? And I don't even know what I don't count Die Hard. I refuse, or it would be on there. But my Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies is It's a Wonderful Life, Elf, and A Christmas Story. Now, I will not put Christmas Vacation on there because I only saw it once and thought, it's okay. I can't believe it's become what it's become. Are you a fan of that?
I am the exact same boat as you.
Yeah.
I saw it one time and I was like, I don't get the hype.
I don't. How do we see eye to eye on so many things and yet disagree on things like the Will Ferrell character in Wedding Crashers?
I don't know.
I don't either. That's what keeps it spicy.
That's right.
Yes. Because you need to feel superior in some way.
In some way, I must.
Yeah.
I must.
Yes.
I have to correct you.
You have a lesser brain than I, but we agree on a few things.
That's right. But your take on A Christmas Story is spot on. Now, this is also for Christmas. What percentage of candy canes, so it's from Brock's, candy canes in America are eaten versus what percentage are simply used as decoration? And they did a study on this for the last 5 years. Brock's has to find this out.
In my lifetime, I bet the numbers have changed drastically.
Dramatically.
Because I rarely see them on trees. I rarely see them as decoration.
Used to be on trees all the time.
And when I look at social media posts or friends and families, Christmas trees, I rarely see candy canes. So I'll say 80% are eaten.
No, it's 50-50, and it has become. They were surprised.
I dispute.
They say it's 52-48, 52% eaten, 48% eaten or used as decoration. We used to put them on trees and don't anymore, but they are. I mean, are they put out like as display and stuff and such?
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe as decor on a shelf or on a table.
People say they love them because they're nostalgic for them because they were used in their childhood.
They look cool.
Yeah, they are.
You only see them then.
You only see them at Christmas. Do you like to eat them? Do you like the flavor? B.B. Shea.
I do love a candy cane.
Yeah, they are.
They're dangerous, but I like them.
Yeah, you can sharpen it into a knife.
That's right.
Break out of a prison cell like a shiv.
Yes.
You can totally make a shiv.
You can make a shiv out of that. Now, I like a softer, chalkier, we call them Redbirds around here, that, Barry from HR brings those in. I'm a huge fan of the Redbird. I know you and
Why didn't he just leave them on your desk?
Exactly. I don't know why he puts them up there.
Well, you fight for them. You fight for them.
I can't get to them.
I know.
You're here 4 hours earlier than I am most days.
Yes, and not only am I mentally superior, I'm physically superior as well. I'll leave you with that. There's only one man you're more physically superior, and you'll be in for him tomorrow, I'm sure. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Man, it's nice of you to come in like that.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Hopefully Biggie will be